Hello and welcome to Lyra Nara. In this video we're gonna update you on the newest findings about the COVID-19 pandemic or the coronavirus. We're gonna show you the newest statistics and see what we can learn from them, talk about symptoms, the newest approaches to treatments, remedies, also what they have found out about our immune system and diagnosing methods, etc. Before we do that, just a short reminder, we have heavily discounted the most powerful holistic health tools. We've made a video about it. If you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend it. It's our last video and we call them our health survival tools. Those are tools that help you stay strong, keep your immune system working properly and deal with infections such as the COVID-19. Highly recommended. In the description box below you will find a link to all of these devices that will help you survive this situation and get through it in a healthy state. Also, if you enjoy this type of content where we talk about holistic health solutions, please support our work by liking, sharing and subscribing, and do not forget to hit the notifications button also so you don't miss out on the weekly content that appears on this channel. Without further ado then, let's look at the newest findings about the COVID-19 virus. And we're going to start with statistics. And the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention has recently published the largest case study to date for the coronavirus disease, or the COVID-19. They have about 72,000 cases so far as of February 2020. And this viewpoint will summarize the key findings from this report, and we will discuss emerging understanding and the lessons that we can draw from this pandemic. Here on the right you see some of the key findings. Age distribution, for example, is interesting. Over 80 years old was 3%, between 30 and 79 was 87%. And then the younger people are less and less affected. Below 10 years it's only 1%. Also interesting is to look at the spectrum of the disease, and you can see that they found out that the majority of the cases were what they title mild cases. So 81% were mild cases, only 14% were severe, and 5% only were critical. Also, if we look at the case fatality rate, we see that it was at about 2.3%. And this is the same in many other countries where you might say that we cannot really have much trust in the Chinese numbers. Yes, we have also numbers from countries where we can trust their statistics maybe a little bit more, such as South Korea and Taiwan. And we can see South Korea, for example, has a case fatality rate that is even lower. We also see higher case fatality rates, for example, in Italy. And the question is still unanswered why that is the case. We can see here from the numbers from China that 14.8% of the case fatalities were aged 80 years and over. 8% of the fatalities were aged 70 to 79, and 49% were in critical cases. We also have some new findings about symptoms and organs that are affected by this virus. In new studies, researchers showed that the cytokine storm, so that the inflammatory cascade, causes organ failure, especially of the lungs and the kidneys. 85 patients with COVID-19, from which 6 died, were studied, and it was found that SARS-CoV-2 causes kidney tubular damages which develop into acute renal failure. Further studies suggest that COVID-19 may cause male infertility. And in another study from the Hepatic Surgery Center in China, doctors found, when they studied the COVID-19, that in 67 patients with severe conditions, those experienced pancreatitis. From another group of COVID-19 patients, 148 were studied in this case, they developed liver abnormalities, and therefore the doctors were warned not to use toxic antiviral drugs. A new research also from China Wenzhou University reveals that most of COVID-19 patients exhibited hypokalemia, which is a low level of potassium, and therefore supplementation with potassium assisted their recovery. And because the COVID-19 attacks human cells via the ACE2, so the angiotensin converting enzyme 2 receptors, it also attacks the renin-angiotensin system, or RAS, causing low electrolyte levels, in particular potassium levels. And as the disease progressed, the hypokalemia worsened, and administering potassium accelerated therefore the patient's recovery, according to the research. Also, new recent research papers demonstrate that COVID-19 also attacks the central nervous system, and that is also one of the reasons why you find in our health survival tools list a lot of devices that help you with your central nervous system. In a PR study published in MedArxiv from out of 214 newly infected patients, over 30% developed neurological symptoms such as headache, dizziness, cognition disturbances, epileptic seizures, decreased taste, smell, and appetite. And SARS and MERS showed the same CNS damages and neurological impairments. And all meningitis and encephalitis are also caused by viruses, of course. We have also some very interesting new discoveries when it comes to treatments and remedies for the COVID-19. A prestigious laboratory in Switzerland called Spiez studied recently the prophylactic effects of Echinacea rosacea. And although the studies were not directly on the COVID-19 strain of the coronavirus, other strains of the coronavirus were studied. And the results are not yet completely validated for COVID-19, therefore. However, it was already very interesting to see how this laboratory bought over 265 tons of Echinacea from all countries around the world, depleting thereby manufacturers of the Echinacea remedies and the raw material. The question is why, if they don't see a potential in this remedy. British company Synergen has also announced that it has received expedited approvals from the Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency, MHRA, to conduct a trial on SNG001, which is an inhalable formulation of interferon beta 1A, and they will test this according to the approvals on COVID-19 patients to potentially assist with the global outbreak of the COVID-19. As it turns out, another very efficient nebulizer formulation exists, and that is glutathione. One single capsule dissolved in 5 milliliters of saline solution, which you can add to a drop of frankincense, eucalyptus, and bitter orange essential oils, also can help you. And the COVID-19 virus infection depends on its spike proteins on its surface to attach itself to the ACE2, so the angiotensin converting enzyme 2 receptors of the human cells, to gain entry into the cells. And researchers have found that the SARS-CoV-2 requires a cellular protein that is present in the human body called TMPRSS2 to enter the host cells. And this protease is a potential target for therapeutic intervention. Since Camastat mesylate was already tested in people and approved by the FDA in Japan, it would be we would need very little time to repurpose this drug for COVID-19 treatment. Also, a team of German virologists, genomic and pharmaceutical scientists at the Leibniz Institute for Primate Research has identified an existing Japanese drug called Camastat mesylate. The trade name is Foipan, that could treat the COVID-19 disease that is caused by the SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus. And the completed research has been published in the Cell Journal. Link you can see here. You can also Google it. I'm also going to link it in the description box below for you. We have also gained new insights into the best methods for diagnosing the coronavirus or COVID-19. Because there is an acute shortage of test kits, and even the PCR testing is not a reliable COVID-19 proof at this time. SARS-CoV-2 started mutating in the early stages in Wuhan, and the initial evolutionary branches have taken completely new directions, and some have developed hybrid characteristics. There are more than 100 strains, and this number is still increasing, and they exhibit different characteristics and behaviors, and some have the substantial changes on the codons and their genomic structure, and this will affect the efficiency of the PCR tests, despite all of those claims from the medical experts that they will not. The collective group of strains have 4 modes of binding and attacking the human host cells. However, if we need so much time to license a therapy, even more new strains will kick in, and the COVID-19 will still be in mutation. Medical researchers should go back to the bat coughs and study the bat's immunity system, as we strongly believe a lot of answers lie there. Canadian researchers from the Simon Fraser University have also utilized a pioneering imaging technology called MANGO. It's called MANGO for its bright fluorescent colors, to develop easy and fast to use coronavirus testing kits. Dr. Peter Unruh, professor of microbiology, said, quote, "We are typically made of molecules, so when something goes wrong within a cell, it happens at a molecular level. We are using the MANGO system as a catalyst to allow us to not only extend fundamental research questions, but also to detect pathogens like the SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus faster and more efficiently. Cell regulation takes place at the level of RNA. For a long time, the focus has been on protein, but it is RNA and not protein that regulates most of the processes within a cell. The highly innovative and easy-to-use MANGO NABSA kits can be used to test for the SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus, which is a positive strand RNA virus." End quote. So this also has a lot of promise apparently. Also, California-based biotech company Cepheid has developed a new rapid COVID-19 test kit that does not even need usage in the lab setting and is able to provide results within just 45 minutes. The test leverages the design principles of its current Expert Express Flu/RSV cartridge technology, in which multiple regions of the viral genome are targeted. And the test is designed for use on the Cepheid's Gene Expert systems, which have a worldwide footprint of more than 23,000 placements. Let's also try to answer the question whether NSAIDs are beneficial for treating the COVID-19. So NSAIDs are, if you don't know it already, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. They are used to reduce inflammations in different health conditions and have been for a long time. The most well-known ones are aspirin and ibuprofen. And these drugs were also used in the 1918-1919 Spanish flu pandemic. At that time, we did not have other antibiotics and antivirals, no ventilators or other remedies. They are much better, and that can help nowadays the people recover from infections such as the COVID-19. And aspirin and ibuprofen both show a mixed spectrum with pros and cons for COVID-19 patients. Pros are the following. Both act through the enzyme COX-2, which is an intermediary in the synthesis of prostaglandin PGE2. They are also an analgesic, they are anti-fever, and they have been shown to stop the viral replication in SARS-CoV-1, the pandemic that we had in 2002, as well as in canine cough and in influenza A and B. The biggest con is that they both also, unfortunately, stop antibody production. And there is a lot of confusion about the usage of ibuprofen and aspirin. Even the WHO issued a warning about ibuprofen only to retract it 2 days later. So what's behind the confusion of ibuprofen and SARS-CoV-2? Most virologists consider aspirin and ibuprofen cannot harm COVID-19 patients. That's what we know so far. We also know that there are non-toxic, efficient anti-inflammatory, side effect-free herbal remedies with antiviral properties that might help you, such as ginger. You can just squeeze it and make it a fresh juice out of it. Licorice, lomesium, cordyceps and coriolus mycelium, echinacea, again as a fresh plant tincture, cinnamon and ginkgo. Of help might also be mucinex, which is a purified guaifenesin from the guaiac tree. During early stages of viral pulmonary infection, the mucus can be very thick and heavy and difficult to expectorate, and mucinex helps with the expectoration. The thick mucus in the lungs is a great medium for bacterial and viral growth, so it is important to reduce it. Other supplements that might support your recovery are vitamins, vitamin A especially, E, D3 together with vitamin K, B complex, niacin, B12, folic acid, vitamin B6, and acetylcysteine and vitamin C. When it comes to minerals, there are some good minerals here too that can be recommended. Magnesium, zinc, very important as we will see, selenium, omega-3, so fish oil, ubiquinol or CoQ10, cordyceps in liquid or capsule form, and highly concentrated 3 mg G-strophanthin for better vascularization. We also have very interesting new information when it comes to the role zinc plays in combating this type of virus. Zinc ions are involved in regulating intracellular signaling pathways in innate as well as adaptive immune cells, and the zinc homeostasis is tightly controlled in our body. And it is known that zinc supplementation is beneficial for a malfunctioning immune system. Unfortunately, it is also known that nearly 30% of the elderly population is zinc deficient. And there are synthetic as well as natural substances which can slide the zinc ions called ionophores into cells. And the zinc ions, as we see from the newest research, can completely stop the COVID proliferation. And by the way, this is also why we highly recommend, and we've included in our list of discounted holistic health devices, the Ionotrans Essential with the high purity zinc electrodes, because this will bring zinc into your cells. You can find it, of course, in the link in the description box below. There are zinc ionophores that are known to date. There are natural ones, which are quinine based ones, such as cryptolapsis, or synthetic one, it's called hydroxychloroquine. Other zinc ionophores known are quercetin and artemisinin. We also found out that antiviral substances from the Ganoderma lucidum, so the reishi mushroom, they have been examined for their activities against 5 strains of pathogenic viruses, such as herpes simplex virus type 1 and type 2, the influenza A virus, and the vesicular stomatitis virus, Indiana, and the New Jersey strains thereof, and all of this has been done in vitro, and it has been shown that the Ganoderma lucidum, so the reishi mushroom, triterpenoids significantly inhibit the replication of the viral RNA of EV71 through blocking the EV71 uncoating. So this might be also one of the remedies that can work wonders. Other supplements that are known to enhance the immune system and may be beneficial therefore are astragalus, cordyceps, rhodiola, vitamin D3, vitamin C, selenium also, because we know that adequate levels of selenium are very important for initiating immunity, but they are also involved in regulating the excessive immune responses and chronic inflammation, and they are also potent antivirals. And keep in mind, the strongest negative impact on your immune system comes from stress due to anxiety and panic. So it's very important to do whatever is best for you to deal with the stress, because this will lower your immunity and will make you more susceptible to any type of infection. If you have any questions about any of the subjects discussed in this presentation, please do not hesitate to contact us. Complete contact information is in the description box below for you. And also take advantage of our health survival tools and get them at heavily discounted prices for a limited time only. Link is also in the description box below. Like, share and subscribe please if you enjoyed this presentation, and also do not forget to hit the notifications button. And until next time, stay healthy.